Hey guys, so today's video is going to be the start of a new series here on my channel. I've done similar videos like this in the past, but we are calling this the best and worst of blank. There are a ton of videos like this on the internet. A ton of people already do videos like this, but I thought it would be a fun series to start here on my channel. And basically I will be taking one makeup brand and showing you my favorite products from that brand and my least favorite products from that brand. And today that brand is Catrice Cosmetics. We are going to be talking about the best of Catrice and the worst of Catrice. Now, before I start this video, please keep in mind these are just my opinions. We all like different products for different reasons. These are just my favorites and my least favorites from this brand. You can find this brand at Ulta, at least that's where I purchase most of my Catrice makeup. Some of it does get sent to me, but most of the Catrice items I own, I've purchased myself. They are so inexpensive, like one of the cheapest brands at Ulta for sure, and they have surprisingly really good products. Like there are some hidden gems Catrice makes, and we're gonna be discussing some of them today, and we're also gonna be discussing some of the stuff that's not so good. So feel free to leave the next brand you want me to do down below. I wanna do like drugstore high-end, but I'm thinking I'm gonna do Urban Decay next, or maybe Tarte. Let me know, would you wanna see Urban Decay or Tarte next? Let me know. Okay, so I have a lot of products to share with you guys, like a lot of products. I didn't realize how much Catrice makeup I owned, but I got a lot of stuff, so I'm gonna try to breeze through everything quickly, but we'll see. So of course I'm gonna start off on a good note. I'm gonna tell you all my favorite Catrice products, and I'm not gonna lie, there are some products from this brand that I don't necessarily find good or bad. They're kind of like the in-between products, and I won't be talking about those today. And I'm actually happy to inform you that the love pile is a lot bigger than the dislike pile. Catrice is just pretty freaking good, not gonna lie. I'm gonna start with my absolute favorite Catrice item ever. This is the Liquid Camouflage High Coverage Concealer. It is waterproof and it is amazing. I've spoken about this concealer a few times on my channel, a lot of times maybe. It's just so good. It's high coverage, like extreme coverage, but it's very liquidy and it's so easy to blend. Every time I apply this concealer, no matter what foundation I'm wearing underneath, it just sinks right into the foundation. Looks flawless on the skin, never cakey, never too thick. It's just literally beautiful, especially for the coverage. I have mine in the shade Light Beige. The only negative to this product is that it smells so strong, and not in a dramatic way like, oh Kathleen, everything smells strong for you. No, this is strong. The scent even lingers on your face for a little bit. I don't stop smelling it until I'm completely done with my makeup. But it doesn't break me out, the smell goes away eventually, and it's so good that honestly I look past that. Since we spoke about concealer, I might as well talk about some foundation. I don't remember if I purchased this on the Ulta website or on Amazon. This is the HD Liquid Coverage Foundation. This is actually the product that inspired me to do Catrice first, because I honestly was really impressed with this. And I didn't think I was gonna like it because it says it's mattifying, but it does say it has a second skin effect and it lasts up to 24 hours. And I really like this. It does last all day on my skin. I've only worn it about 4 times, but I love it each time. The first time I put it on, I didn't love it. You guys know I have very dry skin, and it is one of those like serum foundations. It has a dropper. It's very liquidy, and I felt that it looked just a hair too dry on my skin, but I quickly realized that this foundation is awesome to mix with. Just adding a little bit of moisturizer to this foundation really makes a difference on my skin. I find it gives me a more natural finish as opposed to something more matte. It has awesome coverage as well. I would say it has medium to full. It's not really tacky on your skin. You don't have to set this if you don't want to. Today I'm actually wearing it with this guy dropped in. This is the Tarte Rainforest of the Sea Radiance drops. I mixed them together, and it's what I'm wearing on my face today. And let me tell you, the combo of these two is absolutely beautiful. I really like this, and I highly recommend it as well. The Prime and Fine Mattifying Powder is one of those powders that I thought I was really gonna hate but ended up loving the more I used it. This is in the shade Transparent, and it is waterproof, so it's perfect if you are looking for that. I haven't tested that out yet. I've been saying this for a while, but I wanna do a whole waterproof tested makeup video where I jump into my mom's pool to see if anything is waterproof, but I haven't tested if it is waterproof. Like I haven't sweat with this on or anything like that. But whenever I feel like my skin is looking a little bit too dewy, like I took it too far with the setting sprays, with the liquid highlights, when I feel like I've taken it too far, I always pull this out and just pop this in my T-zone, and it mattifies, but it doesn't look cakey and it doesn't look too dry on my skin. I even used this today to set my under eye concealer, and it worked perfectly fine. It's not a powder that you touch and automatically think like, oh, this is powdery, this is dry. It almost feels a little creamy. Not creamy, but feels so smooth and soft. And I find myself using this a lot more than I thought I would. I love these so much. These are the Prime and Fine Professional Contouring Palettes. I find that I really like a lot of the things from their Prime and Fine range. This is the one I use most often because this one is just a little bit too deep for me. This one is an Ashy Radiance. It comes with a contour powder and a highlighting powder that has a little bit of a sheen, a little shimmer. This is a great powder to contour with. I contoured with it today. It is very ashy though, so keep that in mind. I just use this only to contour with it. It's not the kind of bronzer I put all over my face. It's just simply to carve out the cheeks, and I feel like it does a really, really good job. The undertone is perfect if you're fair, and I just find it so easy to work with. And I actually really like this part too, this little highlighting shade. This is actually what I used to highlight my face today. It's not my ideal highlight. It's not the first thing I reach for, but it is usable, at least on me. If you're a little bit deeper than me, it's gonna be way too pearly for you, but if you're my skin tone or lighter, you're gonna love this shade. It's very subtle though. It looks very, very, very natural on the skin. And hey, some people are looking for that, and this gives that to you. I even put on a little bit of this Sunny Sympathy. I used a bit of this bronzer on my face today just to give a little bit more warmth because I don't have like a Catrice bronzer, so I just used this. And I don't love the highlight in this one, but besides that, little contouring palettes have really good formulas. Now, while there are some eyeshadows from Catrice I absolutely do not like, and you'll see later on, they have amazing single eyeshadows. Some of you might have heard of these in the past. These are the liquid metal eyeshadows, and my favorite way to use these are if you use them wet. Some eyeshadows get a little funky if you wet them. I find that these don't get all weird when you wet them. Like, I spray my brush with Fix Plus, I go in with this, and it looks so foiled and so metallic on the lids. These are absolutely beautiful, especially for the price, and they can get really, really, really intense, like really intense depending on how you apply them. These are good stuff. But I recently discovered these, and these are just crazy good. These are the Glamfusion Powder to Gel eyeshadows. I have 4 of them with me today. These are the strangest feeling eyeshadow. Okay, like, let me show you this. This one broke, so I had to like squish it back into place. And yeah, it like lets you squish it back into place. They don't feel powdery at all. They do feel like a gel. They feel almost like a cream eyeshadow, but they don't apply like a cream. They apply like a powder. It's the weirdest thing. They are crazy pigmented. The only thing is that these break easily, which the same goes for the other one. They are very fragile. I feel like Catrice has very fragile eyeshadows. But anyway, this one I've used a few times. This one is in the shade Instaglam. It is a really gorgeous like silver taupe lavender. These are not like your typical eyeshadows, so they don't apply best with brushes. I find the best way to use this is straight up with your finger because product doesn't really come off on the brush at all. The first time I tried to use this, I tried to use a brush and it just, nothing was coming off. But when you use your finger, you get like crazy full pigmentation and they're really stunning. Something I never thought I would like. These are the long-lasting brow definers, and the only other brand I've seen release something like this, actually I'm lying. A couple brands have released something like this, but Kat Von D has something really similar to this, where it's for your brows, but it kind of looks like a liquid liner, like a brush tip liquid liner, and it even swatches. It swatches like a pathetic version of a liquid liner. It's not as intense, but that's exactly how you need them for your brows. I never thought I would be into something like this, but I actually really like these. These were sent to me like 4 days ago, so I've only used them twice, but the 2 times that I've used them, I really like these. And I like using them after I'm completely done filling in my brows. Like today I used the dark one, which I don't even know where I put it. I have like a dark brown shade. I was completely done filling in my brows, and then I just went over it with this. And I created like brush strokes in my brows, and it made it look even thicker. It made my brows look even bushier. Like I had a lot more hair. Like it looked like hair strokes. It looked good, that's all I'm saying. It looked really good. I really like these. Okay, so the last little bits in the best of section of this video are lip products. Catrice makes some really, really great lip products. Some are like okay, which I haven't included in this video. And there's only one lip product that I've tried that I don't like, that I'll talk about later. But let's talk about my favorites. These are the Matte Lip Artists. These are so good. They claim to last 6 hours, and I find that to be the case. I really do. I love these. They're like those chubby crayon things. This one's the one I'm wearing on my lips right now. This one is called... Okay, so like the names are not on the actual packaging, but I think this one's called like Rosebud something. I'm not sure. But I'm wearing like the bright red. red. I mean, I have so many reds in my collection, which is why I don't use it that often, but it's so good. These are pretty matte, as you can tell on my lips, but they're not uncomfortable to wear. They're very hydrating, not like incredibly moisturizing, but you can rub your lips together. They don't feel like a liquid lipstick. They feel incredibly comfortable, yet at the same time it feels like they're in place. You know, it feels like they're not gonna slip and slide. This formula feels perfectly intact without sucking the life out of your lips, and I really, really love that about them. I also really love their Ultimate Color lipsticks. They have ones called Ultimate Stay lipsticks that I don't love as much. They're not in this video because I don't hate them. I don't care for them as much as I care for the Ultimate Colors. These give you so much pigmentation, like one swipe, full color on your lips, but they feel really nice. They're very moisturizing, they're very comfortable, they're really creamy. It's not something that's gonna slip or slide everywhere, but it's not matte by any means. It's just like a traditional lipstick that gives you amazing coverage and just feels really nice on the lips. Like, sometimes traditional lipsticks are nice, and I love that they don't settle in my lines, they don't cake up on the inside, like they don't get weird. They're just really great lipsticks, and I love the packaging. They feel very luxurious. Like, this packaging is really nice. And then one more lipstick I really just wanted to mention because I love it so much. I've only used one. I don't know if any of the other ones are good, but this is their Luminous Lips, and this is in the shade Coffee and Cream. I love this. You can't tell, but I've already used this like 100 times. I keep this in my purse, and it's a very sheer lipstick. It does give you color. It's like the name suggests, it's like a luminous color. Kind of gives you like a soft wash of color, but your lips look so juicy. It has like a lip gloss mixed in with like a regular lipstick. I love this, and I love this color. Coffee and Cream is so beautiful. Okay, so those were my top picks from Catrice Cosmetics. I love all of those products. Now let's talk about some products I don't necessarily recommend from Catrice. The first one being this. This is their Sand Nudes eyeshadow palette, and this is literally awful. Like, not much pigmentation. I mean, it's swatchable, like it comes off on your finger, but trying to use this on your eyes is like impossible. They feel really chalky. They do not feel anything like the other eyeshadows I spoke about. They have a very, very dry texture, and I find them so hard to work with. They don't come off pigmented on the eyes. The only one that when I put it on my eyes, I was like, oh, this one's not too bad, was this one here at the end. But the rest were just pretty, I hate to say it, but pretty garbage. I was not feeling this at all. It was just not good. Another major disappointment for me was also a palette. This is their Deluxe Glow Highlighter palette, and this is what it looks like. It comes with 3 shades here on the inside. I think I spoke about this in a disappointing products video. I think it could have been something from Essence. Sometimes the two brands look similar to me and I get confused, but this is the Glorious 3. That's the name of it, and this is not glorious. This is not good. This is gaga. You do get pigmentation off on your fingers, but it's the strangest thing because these are pretty matte. There's not much glow to them. If anything, these are like a satin finish. The only one that has like an ounce of glow is this first one because there are like some glittery shimmers in there, but the rest are just so dull. Like, this palette is so dull, and even though it is so inexpensive, it is not worth it. Do not spend your money on this because there is not much glow you're gonna get from this. You have to build it up a lot, and then once you do that, it just looks so powdery on the skin, and they don't feel like dry. It's just not good. Like, the pigment, like nothing. It's not glowy. It's not glowy highlight. It's not even a natural glowy highlight. It's like nothing. So let's talk about a prime and fine product I did not like. This is the Smoky Effect eyeshadow base. The idea of this is really cool because it's supposed to be for smoky looks. So it's like this really cool charcoal gray color, but like, let me show you what happens here. Like, okay, you put this on your lid and then you try to blend it out to create a smoky look. But like, what is this? This is the weirdest, oiliest eyeshadow primer ever. I don't see how this would prime the eyes, not even a little bit. I attempted to use this once, but when you apply this onto your eye and blend it out, it is just so strange that I just wiped it away and I didn't even use it. It blends out into literally nothing. You can't even keep that color on your lid. So if you bought this to put underneath a black eyeshadow, for example, to make it more intense, or to put it underneath like dark smoky colors to intensify those, like, that's not gonna work because when you start to blend it out, it like goes away, it fades. It blends out into this like greasy nothing. It's a greasy gray nothing. Okay, so I want to mention these. These are the lip products I was telling you I don't really like. These are their Velvet Matte Lip Creams. I was really, really excited to try these. And I'm not gonna lie, I like this one. So, I mean, I can't even mention this one, but this one is in the shade Mid Nude Season. And because it's a very light color, I do like this one, but I'm just talking about the darker colors. Like, all the darker colors. This one is called Plumbing Bird. This is supposed to be matte, but it's like not. And honestly, if it was labeled something else, if it was just labeled like lip cream without the matte there, I would be like, okay, maybe. But when you apply this to your lips, you can wait minutes and minutes and minutes and it does not dry down matte. It stays with like this creamy consistency that just never really truly dries. And I know that that's why they put like velvet. It's supposed to be like a velvet matte feeling, but I don't even feel it velvet. To me, like a velvet matte is like the ColourPop satin lips because those eventually dry matte, but it is like velvet. This is just like, it stays creamy. They just slip and slide everywhere. And while I don't mind that for colors like this, I don't like that in my dark liquid lipsticks. I don't like this formula. I really don't. If you're looking for a liquid lipstick at the drugstore, I recommend Wet n Wild. They have really good ones, but this Catrice one, I would get the chubby stick that's actually matte instead of this. Okay, so we only have 2 more disappointing Catrice products to talk about. This is one of them. This is the All Around Contouring Palette, and I gotta say, I don't like it. I like the idea of it. It reminds me of those Makeup Forever palettes, but this one, how do I explain this feeling? It feels very thick, but it also feels kind of greasy. When you try to use this on your face, do not try to use this on top of foundation. It will just slide your foundation all over the place. It picks up the product underneath and just moves it around, and it doesn't look good. It doesn't look seamless. It doesn't look smooth. It makes your contour look a bit patchy, and that's not what I'm looking for, personally. I like a smooth contour. I just don't like the formula. And I like the colors. I think the color selection in this palette is awesome. These cream colors, they're supposed to be like for highlighting. These are alright. They're a little drying. They look a little cakey on my skin, but they're okay. And surprisingly, this one is not bad either. I actually do like the highlight shade in this palette. I'm not a fan of this. And I wanted to love you because I love Catrice, but like, Okay, so the last product is a concealer stick. And to be fair, I have really dry skin. This might work for you if you have oily skin, but this is the All Around Cover Stick. And I have mine in the shade Nude. I love the idea of stick concealers so much, but I have yet to find a stick concealer that I truly like love. I don't like this on my skin. It just accentuates all the texture on my skin and all the dryness. I've tried using this underneath the eyes and on blemishes as well. I surprisingly prefer it underneath the eyes as opposed to putting it on top of blemishes, because every time I tried to put this on top of a blemish, it makes the blemish look a little strange and kind of like it has like a weird concealer film on top of it, but it doesn't really cover it. It just kind of looks cakey. I know, really strange, but the weird thing is that it swatches so nicely on the skin, like on the back of my hand, but when I tried to put it on my face, my dry skin on my face just did not work with this. So yeah, not loving that one. But yeah, guys, I hate that I like finished this on a sour note. There were only a few products I really didn't like from Catrice. Most of the Catrice items I've tried, I ended up really liking. I really love this brand regardless of those little products at the end. And those are my opinions. But yeah, that completes this video. I hope you guys enjoyed. Thank you so much for watching. Please subscribe if you haven't already, and I will see you in my next video. Bye. Like a black eyeshadow to make it. This is the Liquid Camouflage High Coverage